Hey, this is Ben Jackson from Crimson Glory, and you're watching CMS TV.
From the Disregard for Timekeeping release, that is Bonham with Guilty. And kicking off the show tonight, we heard Arcade featuring Steven Piercy of Rat fame on lead vocal with Nothing to Lose. And this is Neely along with my very good friend, Chris Aiken. What's going on there, Chris?
What is up, boss? How are we?
Well, we're back again, ready to do this thing all over again. I feel energized and ready to entertain.
I'm glad you do.
Well, I was hoping we'd be in sync in that, but I know you've been burning the candle on both ends.
Yeah, I'm tired. I've literally have the back brace on because the back is not doing me any favors at all. So,
oh boy,
it's gonna be one of them type of nights.
Oh boy,
So you might get very angry, Aiken.
sitting in the old seat all week, just banging away at the computer, huh?
Yeah, that's it. It's just been non-stop. I mean, I did get out a little bit. I went and had some lunch with a friend and I got out a little bit, but not nearly enough. I mean, quite honestly, still was 16, 18 a day staring at the fucking screen. So, and here's the proof. No interviews. None. I did nothing but pinball PA all week.
All right. Are you getting close to being completed with that project?
I think. I mean, it's not so much of that I'm still building things. It's that there's stages that this thing has to be built in. And I completed the first stage, which was getting it on the website and, getting all the ability to book parties and all that shit. But now comes the second stage, which is trying to get everything hooked up with all these other, what are called OTAs, which is like Airbnb and Expedia and Travelocity. And, because we got to connect. If I get them all connected, then they will sell tickets or memberships or parties or whatever for Pinball PA for people that are traveling and using their service. So if they go, like if you go to like booking.com or something and you're traveling to Pittsburgh and you're like, I wish there was something to do. Well, it brings up a list of here's some attractions in Pittsburgh.
Right.
And we would be one or two of them, depending on how many I put on each thing. But every single one of these things is a monumental clusterfuck. Every single one is like, oh, you want to add tickets? Well, our ticket system has to work this way. So you need to go back to your ticket system and you need to change it to this, and then you need to put it on our system. But then when I do that, then I have to go back to the other systems and make sure that it still talks to the other systems. It's just a big pain in the dick. I mean, it has to be done. So I'm not going to just say, fuck it. I'm not doing it. But yeah, it's just a lot of hours, man.
Yep. Well, getting this done is like recording a Boston record. When you get the third stage.
Yeah, no shit. This is my Chinese democracy.
Yeah, the third stage, 10 years later.
Exactly.
Nice. Well, I wish the best for you, and I hope it it boosts your sales and puts that place on the map.
Well, that would be good. I'll just be happy with boosting the sales so that I can pay myself instead of just paying everybody else.
Sure, absolutely.
That would be nice.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, but this is one of them weeks from sitting all week. I'm literally falling apart. It's amazing how your health can go to shit when you're not doing anything.
Oh yeah.
Dude, my back is killing me. Look, I got the elbow brace on because my elbow hurts from typing all week.
Right.
I got like, I don't know, what is it, bursitis or something in my elbow. So now I got an elbow thing on and I got a back brace and it's like my neck's been fucking hurting. I need to get new pillows because apparently the 4 hours I do sleep, I'm sleeping wrong and my neck's all fucked up.
You're like a muscular dystrophy child over there.
Yeah, no shit. If anybody wants to Venmo me $10, I'll send them a blanket. Like the Shriner kid. Didn't he die?
Exactly.
Didn't he just die?
this adorable blanket.
Yeah, this adorable blanket.
Adorable. It's adorable.
Yeah. It was adorable when they laid it over his coffin.
Right.
Dead kid.
Wow. Well, it's been a work week for me too, but fortunately, I did get to go out and see some friends last night, as some of you who are members of our local page are aware. I went out and hung out with the Steven Piercy band last night.
Right on.
And I took some video, obviously. Chris was kind enough to edit it all together and post it up there for the locals folks today to see as one of your exclusive perks of being a locals member.
Yeah.
You get to see about 20 minutes of Steven Piercy band.
And everybody else will get it, I think, after tonight or tomorrow or something, but a shorter version.
Okay.
Everybody else is going to get like 2 or 3 clips where you sent 7. So
Yeah.
I cut some of them out and just like, we'll give the hardcores the good shit, and then we'll give everybody else
The scraps.
the scraps. Exactly.
Yeah. So I went out to, I was invited out by my good friend, Eric Ferentinos.
Yes.
And I was making a joke with Eric last night. I said, you and Chris really ought to make up and, mend your ways. He goes, why, is he mad at me or something? I said, no. I said, I'm just being one of the goofy knucklehead fans.
Yes.
They
all do think that. They all think that me and Eric have a problem, which is just dumb.
I know, but I was just making a joke about that, and that even went over Eric's head because he knows that there's no problem between you two.
Yeah.
And for me to say that was like, is he mad at me or something?
No, dude. I wish the knuckleheads could just let me rewind the clock here 5.5 months or 6 months when I left Chris Aiken Presents Me at the Eric and Me show. What do you remember why I left that show?
Yeah, because he was wanting to veer off into another direction, and
that was one of them. But what was the main reason?
The main reason was you just didn't have time for it.
What have I been saying every episode of the Classic Metal Show since then? We start every show the same way. I worked 18 a day every day.
Yeah.
And we have been doing that for 6 months. And yet people still don't believe that is the answer.
Yeah, you only have so many hours in a day, and and I got to tell you something.
Yeah.
People who don't host a show, especially a show as long as this one is, it takes a lot of mental energy.
Yeah.
To be alert, try to be funny, try to be topical, try to add something to the conversation. Yeah. It really does take a lot of mental energy to do a show.
Yeah.
It does.
I'm certainly not going to say that this is harder than, putting roofs on houses or any of that. It's not.
It's not that. It's just
easier,
mentally. But it's mentally because you have to pay attention. You have to try to be quick with the comeback or the comments. You try to, again, the whole premise of this format is to present you with useful, for lack of a better term, useful information, but in a comedic kind of way, in kind of a humorous, tongue-in-cheek, silly way to make it palatable. Just make it funny and lighthearted and goofy, but yet you still come away with something. Oh, hey, I didn't know there was a new John Sykes song out there. Yeah. Oh, hey, I didn't know that John Bon Jovi and whatever. But you learned it, but yet you found out about it in kind of a silly fashion.
With us being goofballs about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of two things. You get some information that you may or may not have had, but you got it delivered to you in sort of a silly kind of way.
Yeah. But I know I'm a little different than you, but I don't have a weekend at all. True. I just do not have a weekend because all day, like for me today, I worry so much. And you know this from the old days. When I was going 100 miles an hour partying, we did a lot of 2 a.m. to 3 a.m.s where I was like, yeah, Yeah. Because I was tired.
Yeah.
I would run out of juice. And, so now it's really, and I've talked about it, and everybody makes fun of me and whatever for it, but I got to get that nap every day. I got to lay down at fucking 6:00 every day, and I got to get every Saturday, and I got to get a 2-hour nap. It's like today. Today I got up a little late and I was doing all my prep shit. And then I was like, my back's been hurting so fucking much. I really have it in my head that you got to do the fucking yoga. I switched from Tai Chi to yoga just because I'm trying to strengthen my back a little bit.
Right.
So I switched to the yoga. Man, I did the yoga today at like 4:00 and I was like, I got to go to bed now. I'm fucking tired, and I'm like, if I don't get my sleep, I literally thought this to myself today. I was like, if I do not get my nap today, this show is going to suck.
Right.
Because I won't have the juice to do it. I will run out of juice by 11:00, and that's unacceptable.
Right.
So yeah, it is a grind. You are 100% right. It's not as simple as wandering in here at 9:00, flipping on the lights and going, let's fucking do this. And none of this is even talking about the techie shit, setting it up on Saturday and getting the graphics together, getting the stories together, getting all the bullshit together. It is a lot. Saturday's a work day, and it's a CMS work day.
Yeah.
It really is.
And for those of you who do subscribe to the locals and do, throw in $5 a month, all that goes to Chris's end to take care of, business over there. Right. That's the business end over there.
Yeah.
That's where shit happens. That's where the videos happen. That's where the techie shit happens. That's where all the stuff happens. So all the money that you guys, donate to the show, for lack of a better term, that's where it goes.
Watch 30 unsubscribes tomorrow.
So anyway, well, again, I was able to go out and hang out with the Steven Piercy band last night and meet up with Eric. I got to meet Joel Hoekstra face to face. I introduced myself and I let him know. I said, I've never met you face to face, but I've interviewed you before. And my partner Chris just interviewed you not long ago. Right. How long ago was it? Like a few months ago?
Yeah, it's for one of his 900 projects.
Yeah. So I said, my partner Chris interviewed you not long ago. What show is that? The classic metal show? Is that? Yeah. He goes, I know the name. Very, very nice guy, very friendly, extremely friendly.
He's very tall, isn't he?
Yeah, he's tall and skinny. I think he and I are about the same height. We're both 6 foot. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, he just looked real. I was looking at some of the videos and he looked very tall, but maybe that's because Steven's short.
Well, yeah, Steven's short and Joel is very thin. He's very thin, so he looks taller. He's very lean.
He's like 6 foot tall, 134 pounds.
Yeah, pretty much. He's kind of a stick, But I got to meet him and of course hung out with Eric and they gave me the VIP treatment. I had very good seats, as you saw in the video. Sure. I was second row. Yeah,
I saw Steven came right up to where you were filming and was shooting at one point.
Yeah, he saw me and came over and hey, so he came over and I tried to to take enough video to give people a little taste of the Steven Piercy band with Joel Hoekstra now.
Yeah, it's about 20 minutes or so.
Yeah. And, I got to tell you, totally different band now. Totally different vibe. Totally different vibe.
As in their mood or as in their playing?
As in their playing and energy and cohesiveness.
Okay.
And, it was kind of funny because when I went back, to the back, Elias and Eric and Joel were all hanging out back there, and I went back to say hello to everybody, and then everybody was like, "Hey Neely, how are you, man? Good to see you." The whole thing. And I was talking to Joel, And I said, yeah, you really brought some fire tonight. And I was right in the middle of saying, you guys seem a lot more cohesive.
Right.
And Blas Elias jumped in. He goes, we feel more like a band now, don't we?
Nice.
This is more like a band. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to repeat what I heard, but there is no love lost for Monaco. None. And it's not from Eric either.
Oh, okay.
So I just put it that way. No love lost at all.
I've heard that. I've heard a lot of things, but I don't, it is weird when you hear a lot of things and you're sworn to secrecy and you just kind of like, yeah, that's something.
Wow. But, the guys were all saying that, this current lineup with Blas and Eric, obviously, and Joel and Steven and, what the heck, their bassist. Matt Thorne. Yeah. I saw Matt briefly. I talked to him for just about a minute,
Sure.
but they all felt that they have this cohesive energy now.
That's
and
good.
do well. And then you and I were having a discussion. I think we were talking about it on the phone. We were kind of just joking about why Eric is on stage left now, instead of playing on the right. And so, of course, I asked, because Joel and Eric were both together. I said, hey, let me ask a question. And I said, why the switch in the stage position?
Yeah.
And they said that was Steven's choice.
Oh, okay.
Steven believes that Joel should be to the right. He says
it's the DeMartini side.
Yeah, more or less the lead guitarist side, and he said that's a Steven thing.
Okay.
And both Joel and Eric both agreed that I don't care which side of the stage I'm on.
Right.
It wasn't an ask from Joel, and it wasn't a issue with Eric. It was Steven wants it that way.
Right.
And I said, well, is it okay if I, mention it on the show? So
sure.
Yeah, it's not a secret.
Okay.
It's not a big deal. So Joel says, hey, if I were going to play on the other side, I'd be fine with that too. I don't care.
I think Joel'd be happy if he was sitting in the seats playing guitar. He don't seem to care. He seems so low key. He seems like he'd just be like, hey, cool, I'm on stage. I'm getting paid. Everything's great.
Right. Exactly. So, those guys played well last night. They seemed like they were having a lot of fun, but they were all very tired. According to pretty much everybody, they didn't think that show was going to happen because there were so many bad storms that came through the Chicago area on Thursday night that it delayed flights and all kinds of things. And getting into Chicago was like almost impossible.
Okay.
The flights were delayed coming into town. And Joel, he lives on the East Coast. He lives in the New York City area. He had to fly down to Florida, then fly back up to Indianapolis. Then their road manager had to drive down to Indianapolis to collect him and drive him back up to the Gary, Indiana area. So it's like little over 2 hours to Indianapolis and then a little over 2 hours back. So basically a 5-hour round trip.
And who did that?
Their road stage manager? Their new road manager.
Okay. Must be nice to have a road manager that can drive.
Yeah. So I want to give a shout out to Dave because he was very accommodating and made sure I was taken care of right away. Because as soon as the show was over, they were escorting me back right away.
Nice.
So they gave me the VIP treatment, which was very kind. So I want to thank Steven and Eric and all the rest of the guys. But here's the funny thing about the backstage deal.
Yeah.
There's no booze of any kind backstage. None.
Sure.
It's all water, energy drinks.
Right.
and which is fine. And, they have their rider and stuff, but it's just a very, very healthy backstage area.
Right.
So, Eric, obviously had his heart scare a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're all getting older. We're all, in our late 50s, early 60s. So I was talking to Bloss and I said, yeah, Chris and I were talking about you on the show last week. I was mentioning that you haven't aged a day,
Right.
and I said, what is your workout routine? I mean, do you work out or whatever? And he was telling me what he does, about he does have a routine that he goes
Okay.
through, and he was giving me the lowdown. And then Eric was just like, yeah, I lost a few pounds too, and I said, yeah, Eric, you're looking real good. Everybody's looking good. So here's the funny thing.
Okay.
This is the rock star lifestyle that people wish they could get backstage and be a part of.
Sure.
All we sat around is talking about cholesterol level, blood sugar level, exercise routine, dietary habits, losing weight, keeping fat off, staying lean, all that was the whole conversation between Eric, myself, Bloss, and Joel.
Nice.
So Eric's like, well, you need to Eric's asking me, you need to give me, what you do, any supplements that you take or any, things that you do and this, that, the other, and give me all the brand names too, because, Eric's got to watch himself because he did have that heart attack a few years ago.
He's lost a bunch of weight though.
He did.
He looks like he lost even in the last 6 months, he looks like he lost like 25, 30 pounds.
Yeah. And he's, he did. He looked very healthy and lean, but he's just like, yeah, I went in for my blood work and it didn't come back as good as it could.
Right.
So, and Bloss is talking about his blood sugar levels, and he's got to watch that, and everybody's got to watch this and watch that, and watch your cholesterol, and
right.
it's so funny. just people just imagine that after the show's over, it's time to booze it up and party and all this, and it was just like, that's nothing like that at all.
Yeah, the 3 P's is now what? Power bars, protein, and paycheck.
Right. Pretty much. So yeah, they were all pretty exhausted because Eric texted me at like 6:30 yesterday morning saying, I'm just now on my way to the hotel. Sound check is at 4. We're all going to crash out until sound check, and so I guess they had a rough night getting in. I guess Bloss was the only one who was able to get in before everybody else, at a normal time. But I guess the rest of the guys didn't get in till early yesterday morning, and getting collected at the airport. And obviously, I told you about the road manager having to go get Joel down in Indianapolis, so just a tough way to go just to put on a show, but they made it happen. And, the Hard Rock Casino in Gary, they, very accommodating, nice backstage accommodations, and it was good to hang out with the guys. And, I went in and talked to Steven. As soon as the road manager took me back, he goes, well, Steven wants to see you. He's in this room here. The rest of the guys are down in the, the next room down. So I went in and Steven's just sitting on the couch.
Nice.
He goes, hey man, how's it going? And I was just like, yeah, it was good. Yeah, real good. And he goes, oh man, I'm just lucky I got through the show, man. I was fucking beat. Just fucking beat. I said, you didn't bring your lady? He says, oh man, she would have never made it. All the hassle that we had to go through to just get here.
Right.
But I guess they drove up to Wisconsin today, or this morning rather, for a show outside of Milwaukee. I guess they're up in Salem, Wisconsin tonight or something, so yeah, it was good to see the guys, and it was fun, and the show was good, and people seem to be having a great time. And Steven, I got to tell you what, throughout the show, Steven was like going along the stage, and how people get up by the stage and they want to do a selfie thing, Well, Steven's like crouching down behind him and getting right in the picture with them.
Giving them their picture.
Yeah, exactly. And I told him, I said, man, I got to give you props, Steven. You are so interactive with the fans. He goes, you know what? Nobody else does that shit. He says, I've been doing this 43 years. He says, I might as well just, I got to give back somehow,
All right, well, that's cool.
So yeah, Steven's got a good attitude about stuff.
I like mostly sober Steven.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah. Much better than the guy we used to know like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That guy was tough to take.
But he is going to do a little interview from the book.
Oh, good.
So that's locked in. So I took care of that business.
Nice, very cool.
So we got some commentary by some pretty good people that Chris and I have been in association with over the years, and
right on.
Steven agreed to do it. So
very cool.
That's going to happen. So that's another nice little check mark, bucket list thing. I wanted to make sure that was going to happen for us.
Enough celebrities in there, they don't need me and you anymore.
Yeah, but, it's not going to be a long thing. It's just commentary, I guess.
Right.
What people that you and I both like as people, and who've been long-term fixtures on the show. Steven being one of them.
Sure.
So I think I got everybody in there that I want in there.
Nice.
So that was a good deal. But again,
you got like 5 or 6 now.
Yeah, I got to see her. Yeah, I think 5. 6, yeah, you're 6. 6.
Mm-hmm.
6 interviews with some known folks that know us and like what we do.
Yeah.
And who have been, supportive of us and been very kind to us as far as like when the opportunity for us to go out to see a show, they've always been very good to us.
Absolutely.
So I thought it was just fair that they should be included in the book.
Absolutely. I can't wait to read that Jan Keeneman interview.
Well, that will make the book.
I'm sure that'll make the book. I think we both told that story. So
that is going to be one of the quote unquote, as our co-author says, one of the juicy tidbits that needs to be in there. So, and that's something I need to get with you this week when you have time is just give me ideas of what your thoughts or what you can remember or what you think should be, part of that.
The list that he asked us for?
Yeah. Just, you don't have to dig out anything. Just if something comes off the top of your head, so I can put it on the list.
Sure. No, that's fine.
So that's basically it.
Yeah. And I have a bunch of episodes on the demonetized YouTube channel that I have not moved over yet that are listed as like CMS Hall of Fame. So I have a pretty good idea of what I think they are. Okay. That doesn't mean you do, but that's, right. I do have 10, 15, 20 of them.
Well, and then that's basically what I need is 15 to 20, which is what I told our co-author. So that's what I need to do. Mm-hmm. Get that out of the way and, start get this book start taking shape.
Right.
So
right on.
I'm looking forward to it. The target release for this is sometime in the fall, maybe October or November, somewhere around there. So we'll make it available prior to Christmas. So I'm thinking sometime in the fall.
There you go. You ought to release it for like November.
Well, whatever.
Make it a Christmas thing.
Yeah.
Why not? It's perfect time.
Yep. So we got time. That's a little ways away to, finally get the book proofed and read and printed and get a cover worked out and, that this and that. And then I'm getting the final proof of the CMS 30th anniversary logo this week.
Very good.
So I'm going to start getting some merch put together for that.
Right.
And things are moving along.
J Rad in the chat room. Will CMS give Trunk a copy of the book for her to throw
absolutely.
away?
I will put him in there. So just like to our good friend Eddie.
There you go. That'll be the tribute, like at the beginning.
Right. Exactly.
That is funny. Dude, I don't know if you probably didn't notice it or even see it, but it was my own joke to myself this week. I've been trying to move like one archive thing per day.
Okay.
Just one. Like that's kind of I used to just endlessly death scroll in the morning just to catch up with what's going on for like an hour while I drink a cup of coffee.
Right.
And I've changed that up now to putting over one new or one classic episode every day over to the Rumble and locals. And,
right.
You know, the places basically, Odyssey, etc. You know, so I where was I going with this? What was I talking about? I forgot.
You said a joke to yourself.
Oh, yeah. So one of the ones that came up was Eddie Trunk doesn't understand Steel Panther.
Right.
Let me see if I can find it real fast. Because I know I did not get one email on it, which means that nobody got it, but it was my own joke to myself. I put Eddie in a CMS t-shirt.
You mean as the thumbnail?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Here it is. Share tab. Now, probably no one will get that, but
he's wearing the new shirt.
Yes.
Nice.
I tried with the old shirt and it didn't look as good, but that looked good. I thought for sure the fans would pick up on that immediately, and they didn't. And I was like, wow, I got one through.
Pretty good.
But I did. Because the first thing was like him in like a UFO t-shirt or some bullshit.
Right.
And I was like, nope, it's got to be our shirt.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Just a little goofy humor.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Sir Edward Trunk and UFO, there was a Sir Edward Trunk sighting out in St. Charles at the Arcada this evening, as there is a UFO tribute band playing at YouTube. Yeah, he's out there
for a tribute band.
For a tribute band, UFO tribute band. And Scarfoot hit me up. He says, I swear to God, I think I saw Eddie Trunk out in front of the Arcada. And I thought, okay. He goes, there is a UFO tribute band because Scarfoot lives out in the St. Charles, Illinois area. And so I just looked it up real quick, and sure as shit, Sir Edward is out at the Arcada this evening hosting the UFO tribute band out there.
Well, good on him.
Yeah. So he goes, it was just unmistakable. I knew I saw him out there. I saw him while I was driving by. So you better pull over quick and get over there and get a picture and an autograph with a radio legend.
Yes. And he's a traveler. He was out at the Rush show last night and wherever the hell Rush played last night. Were they in Chicago?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Wherever they were, he was out at the show. I saw online. He was shooting video of Anthem.
Okay.
Like, good for him.
All right.
He's a very important player, as you may not know.
Yes. How is that? How is that Rush show going? Have you seen any information on that?
The clips look good, and every review has been that they sound great, and that chick plays drums well, and and they're not like overplaying her to try and overshadow Neil Peart's
contributions
or whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're kind of tributizing it to Neil somewhat, and
right.
I mean, it's weird. It's the weirdest thing for me because I'm happy that they're out there doing it, and I'm happy that it's actually going well. But at the same time, I'm so not a Rush fan that I have not even clicked on one video to watch, and I've seen like 100 videos.
Sure. How's the audience? Did they sell
every
well?
night? Yeah, it's selling out every night. Of course, Rush is one of those bands.
Well, I understand, but they're not suffering the blue dot fever.
No. I saw David Lee Roth canceled with the blue dot fever this week.
Yeah, I sent that over to you. My nephew sent that over to me that they pulled. David Lee Roth's show was pulled at the close to the last minute in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, he sold like 70 tickets or something.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it looked like it was like 70 or 100 tickets or something in like a 2,000 seat room or something.
Yeah,
you sent me the thing and it was all blue. There was just like a couple of rows that were taken up and that was it.
Okay.
You know, it was all blue. Dude, people are getting wise to this shit, man. They're not going to go and see
the videos that you see, even Anthony Cumia has been covering it and talking about how awful it is, and of course we've made mention of it numerous times about how, just atrocious.
Sure.
It is. And, if I was a Van Halen fan, there's no way I would go see that. No way.
Mm-mm. Dude, there's so many videos now on YouTube of people like walking out of the shows being pissed off, and they're old guys like us, and they're wearing their like 1984 original shirt or whatever.
Right.
They're clearly old school fans.
Right.
And they're all like, this is shit. This is the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
And it sucks because, look, as much as we like to goof on them, you more than me, but me as well, we're both fans of Roth, both solo and with Van Halen. But, man, it just sucks to see your heroes stink.
Yeah, and for no good reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason he should suck as bad as he does.
None.
He is just doing this weird shit he doesn't have to do.
Mm-hmm. And I feel even worse hating on it because one of our pretty good friends is in the band.
Yeah.
Sean McNabb.
Yeah, Sean McNabb.
Sean's in the band, and so I really hate bagging on it, but what are we going to do? Ignore it? It's terrible. You have to hammer it. In doing what we do, we literally have no choice, but here's new video, gotta show it. Got to.
Well, the thing is for me, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. There's no reason for him to go out there and caterwaller the way that he does.
Done.
He could just sing the songs, but he won't do that, and it's weird.
Somebody's saying that they should get back to Eat 'Em and Smile. There's no way Steve Vai would put his name on something that sounds that bad around him. There's just no way.
No.
I can't see that. Steve Vai is like still, an elite player.
Yeah.
There's no way is he going to get out there and have Roth going, this feels like paradise. He's not going to do it. He's just not going to do it. No way.
Yeah, and Steve has been around long enough that he's long past the Whitesnake and David Lee Roth days.
Yeah.
He was a up and coming player at that time, but he's established himself as one of the elites.
Yeah, he doesn't need that. He certainly doesn't need that. And from interviewing him once or twice, he's not the kind of guy that ever is going to just grab a paycheck. He's not that guy. He's the guy that's like, when I interviewed him, a year or two ago, whatever it was, that was when he was promoting that certain guitar that had the 3 necks and the, like it was like cutting edge for the industry or whatever. And,
right.
And he was promoting something very legitimate. There's no way is he going to go from that to playing the fucking rib cook-off with David Lee Roth. It's just not going to happen.
Right. Yep. I agree. But, and again, you don't even know what his relationship is with Roth anyway.
Yeah, you haven't heard him say David's name in forever.
Yeah, 30 years.
Yeah, which makes you wonder, is there something there?
Yeah, just never know. But and the thing is I don't think Roth would want a guy like Vai on the stage to compete with stealing his shine, man.
Yeah, of course not. He's got all those fucking guys from Lockup on the stage. He doesn't need. Yeah. He doesn't need Steve Vai.
Yeah, Van Harlem. Yeah, I just don't get it.
See, Marty in the chat room, you're just wrong. Vi would jump at a big gig with Roth now.
No,
what big gig?
No
what
way.
big gig? Roth's not playing big gigs. He's playing what? Casinos and small gigs
and theaters
and small theaters, not 10,000 seaters, like 3,000 seaters. And he's selling 100 tickets. If you add Vi to that, maybe he sells 500 tickets, but that's it. There's no big gig to get. There's not. I mean, honestly, if he was to get the Eat 'em and Smile, the Bissonette brothers and Vi to agree to do 30 dates, just throwing it out there, what size venue is that? Casino level, right? It wouldn't be bigger.
Yeah, but 6,000 maybe.
At most.
Maybe, I said maybe.
Yeah. I can't fathom that Roth could draw. He's done too much damage. He's done way too much damage that people would go and see that. Way too much damage now.
Yeah. What surprised me is that, when Van Halen was still Van Halen, that they released that Live in Tokyo, that live disc. That was just a pile of dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was terrible.
Just awful. Somehow I have a feeling that Roth wanted that out there. Because why else would they put that out? They never did a live record with Roth. There's obviously a reason why. And then all of a sudden in 2015, they put one out there with a much deteriorated Roth than, Look, I saw the 1984 tour. And was it great? No. But was it good? Yes. It was good. It was fun. And Roth didn't sound like he does today. That would be that would have been, the time to put out a record. But no, they didn't. They skipped it completely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that had to be a Roth call. Had to be.
Well, they had, the Sammy live disc with the Live Without a Net. So it's just like, wait a minute, we don't have a live disc with me. We got to put this out because this is quality material.
Boy, if you listen to that, and I haven't tried this, but I can't even imagine listening to Live in Tokyo back to back with like Right Here, Right Now live or whatever that was. The black one that had like a swing set or something on the lawn, whatever that was.
Right.
The double live one.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
That would be night and day, how different and god awful Roth is. Oof. Boy, that would be bad.
Well, needless to say, Roth could not sell Fort Wayne, Indiana.
No, definitely not.
Couldn't do it. So that for unforeseen circumstances, the show was canceled and refunds were being given to the 100 people that bought tickets.
Mm-hmm. I just hope that David gets better. Hope his health recovers quickly. It's amazing that he would cancel a show like that close to showtime.
Right, exactly.
Ben Benjamin in the chat room. Does Roth draw more than Dokken? Probably about the same.
I guess it depends on the market.
Yeah.
Because there's some markets where Dokken does really well. Like when they play in El Paso, they pull, 10, 15,000 people in, and other places that show, last week that I was at with them, obviously it wasn't just Dokken, but the package did real well. I mean, I took a crowd shot and I would say that there was probably at least 10,000 people there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even if to answer that question, I know Ben's just trying to throw a dig at you with the Dokken thing, but
what's a dig? There's no dig at me.
Well, because they listed as the Dickin and their whole bullshit of why Don sucks, whatever. I'm just saying that even if Roth did draw more, let's be honest, Van Halen was 900 times bigger than Dokken. So Van Halen should draw 50 times more than Dokken.
Sure.
And, so if they're drawing the same, that is a real embarrassing look for David Lee Roth. That his he has diluted the fan base by his terrible performances to the level of no one even wanting to go to these shows anymore. That's a big statement on how bad do you have to have polluted fans of one of the greatest bands of all time that they don't want to see the guy that sang the songs.
Yeah. Well, one of the worst clips out there that I've seen, aside from the caterwauling, is when he's sitting on the stool playing a acoustic guitar when he can't even play the guitar.
He can't play guitar, but he's like,
and he's sitting there just banging away and just strumming it and just it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's terrible.
I don't get it. Why are you doing that?
Yeah. You got a guitar player, a good one. Have him sit down next to you and play this shit. Why is he doing it? He needs to be 1,000% focused on singing in tune. No swords, no yelling, no playing guitar, no playing drums, no beatboxing with the brothers on the left. Sing. Focus and sing. That's what he needs to. If he would do that, quite honest, as bad as it's been, and I'm curious if you believe this or not. I'm going to make a crazy statement.
All right.
If he got it together and was decent.
Yeah, even if he would just sing.
Yeah. But I just want to be
better.
decent.
Right.
He could restore this. That's how great Van Halen was. He could literally restore it and probably get 5,000-6,000 a night people. If you gave him 6 months of good video to be out there. A video without him going, "Hey, talking about love!" If you had 6 months of good video, even if it was just him going, "Ain't talking about love. Your love is rotten to the core." I mean, literally talking it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If
he just did that, he would draw again 5,000-6,000 people a night. He would.
Yeah.
That's how big Van Halen was.
And stop with the big open mouth mugging constantly. The big toothy mouth open, whatever it is, that thing he does constantly. It's just like, I'd like to see him and Mark Torian on stage together with a dentist. That would be fantastic. Because Torian does that too. Torian's always got that big dumb smile too. Yeah, well, Torian was supposed to be the next Van Halen.
David Lee Roth.
Yeah, so he was doing a lot of the David Lee Rothisms early in the Bullet Boys days.
Right. Wow, what a mess.
Yeah. It's like, stop it. Don't you have any friends who could talk any sense into your head?
Anybody, please.
Just stop it. What's that? With that Michael Jordan clip? Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, exactly. Too funny.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap this first segment already. The first hour blew by very quickly. Did. And how's the back? We're going to do we're going to do a back status every hour. How's the back?
For now, I'm fine. Dude, this is one of those. And I swear to God, I hate myself sometimes for being me. I mean, it's a torn muscle in the back that I should have had surgery on 30 fucking years ago when I tore it. I tore it trying. I think I've told this story before. I think I've told you anyway. I don't know if I've told it on air or not, but I had a fucking idiot that showed up at my house delivering a washing machine.
Okay.
And he was on a truck, what do you call those?
Lift gate.
Well, there was no lift gate.
Oh, there wasn't
There wasn't. They loaded it in like a loading dock where they could just drive the forklift onto the thing.
Where the bed of the truck is.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was no lift gate on this fucking thing. It was already a few weeks late, and me and Georgetta were going every other fucking day. We were driving over to the laundromat to do laundry at the laundromat. And, I don't know if you've ever done laundromat duty, but that just blows. It just sucks.
Sure.
So the guy comes, he doesn't have a lift gate. It was a smaller washing machine. It wasn't like a full size front loader thing. And he shows up, and then he's like, oh, I don't have any way to get this off the truck. And he was like, well, we can reschedule it and we'll get it put on a different truck. I was like, well, how long is that going to take? He's like, I don't know, another couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks?
I was like, couple of weeks? I was like, fuck that. You get here, I'll get here. We'll get this thing off. And I was perfectly content to be on the bottom and bring the thing down, right?
Okay.
No.
We need to cut that clip right there. I was perfectly content to be on the bottom.
Be on the bottom, yeah. I was. Well, you could put that to use, I'm sure. But I grabbed, like, it was sitting on a pallet type thing, and I got underneath it, and I told the guy, I said, you hold on top and lower. This fucking cocksucker, just as soon as it started moving a little bit, he just let it go. And I tried to catch it, and I just felt it rip in my back.
Oh.
And I again, this is when I was in my, I don't know, 30s, maybe like early 30s. I laid around for one day with an ice bag on it, and I was like, I'm not going to the doctor for this shit.
Yeah, fuck that.
I'll be fine. Now, 25 years later or whatever it is, now I'm like, why didn't I go to the fucking doctor?
Yeah.
Should have gone.
You got a lot of scar tissue back there now, or what?
Yeah, it's scar tissue, and the muscle. It's not.
Yeah, it's not aligned
smooth anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's scar tissue because it healed itself without being mended, and so it's probably a hard lump right there.
Oh, it is. It literally feels like if you ever got hit in the back with something.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like all the time.
That's all scar tissue. That's what that is.
And then every once in a while, I'll go to take a step with my left fucking foot, and I almost fall down because it just shoots pain, and it's like, but whatever. I wrap this fucking back brace super, super tight, and I'm good to go. So good for now, anyway. Can't imagine what it'll be like when I'm like 70. I'll be like Phil Collins. You'll be wheeling me out.
Look at that. Here's a guy who swore up and down during the early years of the CMS that if you saw 55, you'd be lucky, and now you're already talking about being 70.
Well, I don't really think I'm going to make it to 70.
You never know.
I don't know. It's weird because as dumb as this sounds, when I used to talk about dying at 55, I felt it coming. You know what I mean? It's like I somehow convinced myself that was real.
It's all mental. What you think about, you bring about.
Yeah, and now where I'm just happy to get to the next day, and and I'm not miserable anymore, and I'm not living my life with a certain other person that made me miserable every minute of every day.
She just made you want to die.
She did. Look, I've said that to her, so I have no shame in that. There were many, many nights that I went to sleep and I was like, please, God, just let me stop breathing. Let me fucking go.
Because I was so happy to live without hope.
Dude, she told me this story once. I probably shouldn't tell this, but I'm just going to. Whatever, she could be mad. She told me, like, the last probably, I don't know, while, I don't know the exact time, but I just didn't even, I couldn't stand her, and she couldn't stand me. And I literally took to sleeping on my couch just because I didn't even want to deal with her.
Right.
I wanted nothing to do with her. And plus she was going to bed at like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and I was up till 2 or 3 in the morning. So I really didn't want to be in there, because then I'd have to go in and wake her up, and she'd be, how come you can't go to bed when that whole fucking nonsense, right? So I got to sleeping on the couch a lot, and she told me that there were several times that she stood over me with a knife thinking about fucking plunging me.
That actually did happen to me.
Oh, really? Same thing?
That actually did happen to me. I was sleeping on the couch.
Right.
And I was laying there on the couch, and the next to the couch was one of those kind of tall lamps, kind of like a little table lamp thing.
Right.
And the light was on, and I see this shadow come over my eyes, and I wake up, and she's standing over top of me with this big, yes. And she goes, "Don't you fall asleep, you son of a bitch, or I'm going to get you."
Oof.
That's what she said. And then she went storming back in the bedroom with that knife in hand.
Surprised you didn't put her out then. Call
Well,
police,
that
get her
was
out.
that was right near the
Right
end.
at the end.
Right near the end.
Well, I never caught my ex, but when she told me that story, I literally said to her, I said, "Why don't you just do it?" I literally did. I was like, "Why don't you just do it? Just fucking end this." That's how miserable and you know how miserable I mean, you know better than most.
Yeah.
Because I really did a good job of, most people didn't even know I was married. You know, I did a really good job of keeping my marriage life away from my public life.
Right.
To where a lot of people, when I said I was getting divorced, I had 100 different people who are like, "I didn't even know you were married." Because I never talked about her, ever. But people that came here and saw her banging on windows and holding up signs that I ruined their life. And not that you saw that. I mean, so. Yeah, it was a bad end. That's for sure. Yeah. It's amazing that we're friendly now. You know,
time heals the wounded hearted, I guess.
Well, you know what I think really heals it? The fact that it's like we can have a little conversation that's like, "Okay, gotta go."
Yeah.
And then we're good for another 6 months or whatever.
Yeah, it's not my problem anymore.
Mm-hmm. I know I sent her a text this week just saying, "Hey, because I had not heard from her at all in 2026. And I just sent her a quick text and said, "Hey, hope you're doing okay." You know, just a real quick thing. And she hit me back with some personal shit that she was going through. And it's like a long text.
And it says, "Well, I didn't really ask, but..."
well, I didn't even say that. I said, I literally answered back by putting the little heart thing on the text. And that was it. I didn't even answer like, "Oh, I hope it gets better."
Yeah.
No, just put a little heart like, "Oh, see, I care." And moving on.
Yeah.
I can't have that emotional bullshit in my life anymore.
I get you.
I can't do it. It's not worth doing.
Yep. I know all about it. Oh boy. All right. Well, we're going to get into the tunage here, the ones that you guys and gals pay for through our locals page. If you want to join us at our locals page, just go over to classicmetalshow.locals.com and sign up. $5 a month helps us offset some of the costs that we incur to bring you the show every week. And as part of the perks, you get to pick the songs that we play here on Saturday night. And since Chris does all the techie shit in between the songs, I always let him pick his song first. So it's just like your dad gets the big piece of chicken. So
exactly.
Chris gets the big piece of chicken by leading off the charge. So what shall we play, sir?
Well, I'm going to actually throw it back to you a little bit. I'm going to let you pick the band. Because I have 2 songs that I listened to multiple times this week, and I don't care if we play either one.
All right.
Would you like a Death Angel song, or would you like a Judas Priest song?
I'm going to go with Death Angel.
All right. Then I would like to hear Spirit from what I argue is the greatest album of their career, The Art of Dying, the comeback record.
All right.
Such a great fucking record.
What was the name of the song again?
Spirit.
Oh, just Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I think we can accommodate you there. So anyway, we're going to play 4 or 5, maybe 6 tunes, depending on what Chris needs time for. And we'll get these tunage done for you. So anyway, here's Death Angel with Spirit exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.